why it's important to build coalition at community level to prevent alcohol and drugs.
Well, Dr. Rodriguez, the importance of having a coalition at the community level is because a coalition is designed to approach the program in a comprehensive strategy. Coalitions, what we teach in the Florida Counter-Drug Training Academy, is that the coalition needs to look like the audience or the community that you would like to affect. So if you're going to talk about the underage drinking problem in a certain community or any substance abuse problem, you want the coalition to look like the members of that community, and you need to attack the substance abuse problem very comprehensively. You cannot just focus in a certain area or on a certain population. You have to look at the entire community. And what we teach is that there are 4 domains that risks can be found in, and those domains are the community domain, the school domain, the family domain, and the individual domain. And many organizations have programs going on in each of those domains. It's through the mechanism of a community coalition that takes and looks at the programs that are already there, looks at the gaps and things and needs that are not being met. They do an assessment, and then they bring those groups together. They bring the different entities together, which could include the law enforcement, the school system, prevention agencies, treatment agencies. They bring all the aspects together for the benefit of community. Again, it's a comprehensive strategy. It's a group of people that do wonderful things individually, but together they can do more, and together they need to look like the community that they would like to affect the changes in.
What did the Florida Counter-Drug Academy do in relation with coalition building? What did you do?
Well, Dr. Rodriguez, we at the Florida Counter-Drug Training Academy, we are all members of the Florida National Guard, both Army and Air National Guard. Under the direction and under the guidance of our Adjutant General, he's allowed over 160 people to work in the counter-drug effort. This is also under the guidance of the governor's plan. And in the governor's plan, we have a drug control strategy for the state of Florida. And under that drug control strategy, one of the goals is to create regional networks of community coalitions. National Guard members are found in every community. We are part of the community. We have kids that are affected by the same issues as other children, so it is natural for us to add value back to the communities by doing something such as community coalition training. We do that on the prevention side of the counter-drug program. We utilize state funding in an amount of $200,000 to reach as many people and communities as we can throughout Florida. So we have conducted this community coalition training. It is information that was put together by experts in the field, and then we present that training either at Camp Blanding, where the community comes to us for 4 days, or we bring the training to your community, and that could be any community within the boundaries of the state of Florida. We bring the training to you free of charge. It is our way to give back to the communities of Florida. The governor sees this as part of his plan and allows us the funding to give this back to the citizens of Florida.
What do you have to tell to the population of South Florida, means Latinos or whatever culture you have down here? What is your experience after 4 years, because I understand you have 4 years working in this, focusing this.
Yes.
After 4 years of going around Florida, what are the things that you have learned that Coalition have bring to the table positive for the prevention?
I've seen many positive things happen for prevention with coalitions. It was best said by the drug czar of Florida, Mr. James McDonough, that he has, and statistics have shown, that if you put resources into a community, at best your drug level will stay the same. But if you have a coalition as the mechanism to use those resources, to build that plan, to look at the strategy, then the drug use problem goes down. And so by that, I've seen many coalitions form in the 4 years, coalitions that have risen to a national level that present to other communities and other states on how to do what we do in the state of Florida. So we are on the forefront in what we do with coalitions and many other items.
Well, Captain Trevi, thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you very much for support South Florida and the Latino Coalition. And well, we continue doing our work, and we hope everything's going to be okay. What kind of intervention the police perform to prevent underage drinking? What kind of intervention do you do normally?
Well, North Miami Beach has adopted 3 strategies to address the situation with underage drinking in our city. And the first one is saturation patrol. Saturation patrol is basically the police officers focus on any particular events, such as high school graduation, any prom nights, any particular athletic events where a large congregation of young folks might be, any parties that we're aware of. And the police officers basically enforce traffic laws and take the opportunity to educate those young drivers on the consequences of underage drinking. We use this as an opportunity not only to effect an arrest if need be, but to basically educate not only the driver but some of the passengers who are inside of the vehicle, and just ensure that they're fully aware of the dangers of underage drinking. Another strategy that we've adopted is that of compliance checks. In our city we have 32 locations where you can actually purchase alcohol, not including restaurants, 32 outlets, and we have decided to go into at least 90% of these outlets, which is one of the grant requirements. We have some youthful, not only police officers, but we also have some teenage explorers who are appear to be between the ages of 15 and 19, and we actually train them and educate them on how to go into a store and purchase the alcohol. They go into the store with a police officer who's plain clothed on the inside of the store, and they then attempt to make a purchase. And if the sale goes through, the police officer who's inside of the store witnesses the transaction and then places the person who sold the alcohol to the minor in custody.
The store clerk doesn't even know what just hit him.
I forgot to ask.
You forgot to ask her?
Yeah.
Handcuffed and under arrest, he is taken away, facing a second-degree misdemeanor charge for selling alcohol to a minor without ever asking for ID.
I stand there, sir.
North Miami Beach police cracking down this Tuesday on underage drinking. To do that, they are targeting those who sell alcohol to kids without checking for proper identification.
This is a cooperative effort, and we need the parents to be aware, the store owners to be aware. We appreciate when you do the right thing. Continue to do the right thing, but if you don't, we're going to be there.
We rode along with police as they put their plan into action. Watch as this underage girl calmly walks out of this convenience store located at 182nd Street and 19th Avenue. 6-pack of beer in the bag, no questions asked. But there are those businesses following the law, like this one, just 2 blocks away from where the illegal sale took place.
He asked for ID and I looked in my purse and I told him that I left it at home. And he said, I can't let you out without it.
So he refused to sell you any alcohol?
Yes.
Good deal.
The store manager says his employees are trained to do the right thing.
I've made sure I let all my employees know that, to make sure they card everyone that comes in that looks under 21.
I would say the vast majority have compiled, but we have made 4 arrests to date. The third strategy that we have adopted is a shoulder tap operation, very similar to the compliance check, where we'll have a young person who is obviously someone who looks to be under 21 and therefore should not be sold alcohol. They would actually hang around in the parking lot on the outside of the store. As an adult is in the area or going into the store, they'll basically just approach them and ask them if they will purchase alcohol on their behalf because they don't have ID and they're under 21. So the adult is aware that they're under 21, do not have the correct ID, and then the adult, if they go into the store and purchase the alcohol, they are also subject to arrest. And again, we would give them a promise to appear, which is basically a summons for them to go before the judge and also explain their actions. So those are the 3 areas that 3 strategies that we've adopted thus far.
Do you think with this intervention you're going to have some successful to make awareness to the community that they should not drink if they don't have more than 21 years old?
Well, certainly, and we realize that we do live in a very varied, very multicultural community, particularly in North Miami Beach. And as such, any of the training that we do, it's very important to make sure that we are culturally aware of the different folks from different countries. As you're aware, we've had town meetings where we have extended invitations to everyone who owns the alcohol outlet, and also to their employees, for them to come to the training and for them to understand that, you know, while in America you have to abide by the laws of our land, and you know, we're aware that different cultures have different age requirements, but you know, we're in a situation where for the safety of our young folks, we do have to enforce the law and just get the word out that the legal age is 21.